Okay.
So hello everyone. I request everyone to rename yourself. I don't know why everybody's name is Charan. I don't know what is the problem. Uh, I see that few of you have renamed yourself, but I would really like if everybody can rename yourself. It will be helpful to know who is speaking and so hello everyone. In 2 minutes we'll start the workshop. Just waiting for everyone to join. Is my voice audible? Oh,
Should we join on YouTube or stay on Zoom?
it is only for people who are not able to join on Zoom, they can join on YouTube.
Okay, all right.
Good evening. Okay. Am I audible? Yeah. Can we all
Yes.
have the videos on, please? Sorry, we are just a little bit late because there were so many registrations and people are having some confusion regarding the Zoom link and the YouTube link. So I'm so sorry for that. Okay, so people have asked how to rename yourself. So you go to the participants, right? So I don't know, but how will they select their name? Even I don't know. Maybe you can choose any one Charan and then you can click the three dots, then it will say rename. Then you rename yourself there. So once again, you go to the participants, click on that. There will be so many Charans. You click on any one Charan and then side of the Charan, there will be like three dots. You press, you'll see rename. Then you can
Hello,
rename
good
yourself.
evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I am Dr. S.K. Datta from Bengaluru.
Yes, Dr. G.
My fraternity is homeopathic system of medicine.
Okay.
So this is my introduction. I
Okay.
introduce myself this way. So I have got 40 years experience. I'm an MD in homeopathy, and at this age I'm doing PhD.
Wow. Welcome, welcome, Dattaji. It's really nice to have you.
Thank you.
in our
Thank you
session.
very much. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so we will start. Somebody says no sound. It's clear, right? I'm audible now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So for the introductions, like Dr. Dattaji introduced himself, Charan, can I make myself, can you spotlight me? Okay. So introduction, I am Dr. Lalita. So I'm actually an allopathy physician and a diabetologist from Cardiff, UK, and I've been practicing in the Middle East for many years, and I've recently moved back to India. My area of interest is, of course, wellness and to bring wellness to more and more people on this planet, I should say. Yeah. Right. So let's move into the session. So we are all here to understand how we are going to create health today. See, we all know how to create wealth. There are enough, like you take your money, you put it in the bank, you put it in mutual funds, you put it in that deposit, this deposit, insurance, whatever it is, right? So we are securing our lives through the wealth. But what is important is what? Your health, and how to create is what we are going to just understand a little bit of that. So I'll move into the presentation quickly. Okay. So what did pandemic teach us? The importance of health, isn't it? So when we are talking about creating health, there is a word for it. Any idea what is it called?
Number 99.
Wellness.
Creating. Sorry?
Wellness.
Wellness. Okay. Lalima ji says it is creating health means wellness. Okay. Anybody else has got any terminology? Can you please, somebody is talking, can you mute your audio, please? Can we all please mute our audio? Keep your videos on. Or Charan, can you mute? Yeah. So when you would like to answer, you may unmute yourself, please. Otherwise, kindly keep your audios off. Yeah. So what is the terminology for the creating of health called? So Lalima ji said wellness. Anybody else would like to answer? You can write type chat also if you want.
We have to improve our immunity system.
Lifestyle. Okay. Balram ji?
We have to improve our immunity system.
Immunity system. Okay. I want like a single word. I'm looking for that one word. Answer. One word. Okay, I get an answer here in the chat. Overall well-being. Okay, what else? Okay, no more suspense. Let's see what is that. So that is called as salutogenesis. So what is salute? So, you know, the very great one Greek scientist Antonovsky, he was like studying, human beings, and he studied the origin of health, which is called salute means health. Genesis means origin. So the origin of health. So he like said, people always want to be at comfort, at ease. We say no, stand at ease. So health means to be at ease at all points of time. So that is called as, he named it as H plus. That means what? You're disease free. That means you're comfortable and at ease. What is H minus? That is your pathogenesis. Pathos means disease. Genesis means the origin of diseases. So our entire life journey is from moving from what? H minus to H plus. Okay, pathogenesis is what? Diseases, which can be like an actual disease, or it can be different stressors in our life. So life journey is what? Moving always from disease to ease, health ease, we can say. That is life journey. That is what he called it as salutogenesis. We need to really create that. So that is originating of the health or creating health. Then now we need to really understand the terminologies. So what happens is, like in this journey, you'll have multiple stressors in different forms. It can be your physical stress, mental stress, social stress, environmental stress. So many things could be affecting, where it will break you down so that you have already progressed. Like in the running race, you're already started to move. Then suddenly something comes, you already moved 2 steps back. Or you're like climbing steps, you've already gone down 2 steps. Right? So he says these are all the stressors. So we look into all of that once we understand what is health. So health, as we all know, what WHO defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely the absence of a disease or illness. This is very, very important. See, just because somebody doesn't have any disease or illness doesn't mean that he is healthy. He could be mentally sick, isn't it? He could be having so many other problems. So it doesn't mean that. That is why they included physical, mental, and social well-being, they said. So health is that. It's a complete thing. So then what is wellness? It means wellness, I would say, is like your journey. Health is your goalpost. Wellness is a journey where you start making small, small changes every single day, and then you reach that goalpost of H plus, where you create that salutogenesis, what we talked about. That is why, like if you can see here, health is a state of being where you have achieved that complete state of being where you're physically, mentally, social, everything you're fine. Wellness is that state where you live every single day. You make the small changes to reach there. Health is, of course, physical, mental, we saw, enhances this well-being. Wellness will enhance all of these aspects. And as we said, health is your life goal. This is a process of reaching that goal. Remember that. Okay, this is what is the small steps that we are going to take each day will count so that you reach your goalpost easily. Now what we'll do is, some of us had answered the survey question, right? How many of us had answered the survey question? Did you all go through that questionnaire? Okay, I see 1 or 2 hands going up. Okay. So Charan, do we have the survey? You can share that.
Yes, doctor. So, like, do we give them some time or do I share the analysis?
It's okay. You share the analysis. It's okay. They will also get to know, and we can. Did you open? At least now you can open and see those questions. If you have not answered that question before, you can open that questionnaire to see what were all the questions we looked into. In fact, Sharon, you can read out the first question also.
Doctor, I'm sharing the screen now so everybody
Okay.
can see.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so these were the age and profession, etc. we saw. Okay, as we go down. Okay. Okay, so what was the question? Do you eat food watching TV, books, or mobile phones? So we have how much percentage answering? Yes and no? 57, 60% almost say that They watch television or mobile, whatever. Then if you look at the next question, is your work, chair, table, computer comfortable for you? You can go down, keep scrolling. Okay, so 80% are comfortable. Only if you are like, yes, still the 20% are uncomfortable. Huh? The next one, if you see, have you any hobbies which you pursue actively? Very good. Still 30%, no? Nearly 30% is not pursuing it. Yeah. Do you segregate waste? Again, look at the number of percentage they do not segregate waste. Do you lose your cool often? Okay, sometimes. Okay, good. 18% are saints, huh? Very nice. They don't lose their cool at all. Very nice. Do you visualize yourself as a good, confident, beautiful person? Not bad. I don't know how many of us are really being truthful here. Okay. Then do you chew your food well? Okay. 72% almost. They say chew well. Okay. Are you clear in communicating your thoughts? Okay, good. Do you tend to worry easily? You can scroll through. Do you greet your security at home, office every day? Do you tend to worry easily? Yes, huh? This is a very Acha, this is for greeting security. Okay. Do you react instantly in difficult times? Okay. Do you feel oneness with others at home and office? Very good. Do you tend to have a bad breath? No. Okay. Do you take breaks to stretch regularly? Okay. Do you listen actively when people are speaking? Do you report or take charge of the fan, light, water running at your office? Wow, that's a very good percentage. It's really nice. Do you take criticism, feedback positively? Again, more than 50%, only sometimes. Yes. Are you enthusiastic in taking up responsibilities? 90%. Oh, I don't believe this. Okay. Do you snore? Again, I think it's a big lie. This, okay. Okay, is your tongue coated? No. Okay. Are you able to bend down to touch your toes? Come on, this is another big lie, I'm sure. Many of us, I don't think, when you ask to come in the class, they won't do it. Are you breathless while talking or walking? Okay. Are you taking steps to upgrade your skills at your workplace regularly? Are you good at managing your finances? Good. Do you often participate in community activities? Sometimes, only 30% sometimes, yes. Manage your emotions, feelings. Okay, good. Are you being true to yourself? Okay. Is your energy high all the day? See here, 61.4% says no, energy is not high all the day. Interesting. Okay, next. Do you continue to eat even after feeling full? Okay, this is also interesting. Do you sleep for at least 5 hours? Oh, come on. Again, I don't think so. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Good. You can stop, Charan. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. So interesting, no? How many of us really filled out this in this group? I don't think many of us filled this out. Right? So what are we looking at? What do these answers imply? Okay, let's go back to our presentation to see. So when we are talking about the wellness, as I said, it's a journey towards your health goalpost. You need to now know what are the different types of wellness that you should be focusing on. We said, no, every day you have to make those small changes. That is important if you want to reach there. And what are they? These are the ones. I usually call them as poises. For easy to remember is poises. Like you maintain your poise, we say, isn't it? So poises means P stands for your physical wellness. So physical wellness included all there you saw in the questions there, whether you're chewing your food well and eating, whether you can touch your toes, all that, no? All that comes under the physical well-being. How good are you taking care of your health? on a day-to-day basis? Are you exercising regularly? Are you sleeping properly? Right? And also looking at your breath. How is your breath? Are you having bad breath? How is your digestion? How is skin, nails? Are you looking at them to make sure they're okay, healthy? How often do you do tests to find out if you have some deficiencies? Or you go and take immunization shots, whether you're doing it annually? How often do you do you fall sick frequently? So these all comes under your physical wellness. And in that journey, you need to now start to become aware of the small, small changes that you can make. See, for example, I tell you what, many times people, they don't even change their toothbrush. How many of us sincerely change their toothbrush within 3 months or 6 months, whatever? Many of us don't do that, right? Only when it breaks completely, tutawa, that is the time we change the brush. That's again wrong. That can also have some major implication on your health. If your dental health is not good, it can lead to something major also. Same way, like how many of us are still continuing to use lots of aluminium products, right? You have this aluminium foils and aluminium, your all Teflon, etc. All your non-stick pans are aluminium pans coated with your, sophisticated plastic, whatever. So all that you need to throw away. So all these are contributing to your ill health. So that comes under your physical well-being, how you're really taking care of small things. Like, for example, even how often do you change your AC filters at home? How often have you changed your pillows? Not the pillowcases. I'm talking about the pillows itself. Many people, they say, oh, I change every week my pillowcase. But how often do you really change your pillows? They're really infested with mold and fungus, etc. So these small things actually have a major impact on your health. So that is physical wellness. That's why we saw about refrigerator. How often do you segregate all the old stuff, and so many expiry products must be lying inside your refrigerator? You may still be consuming, or you don't even notice it, and then suddenly maybe your child will take and start eating that. So that is very, very important. We think these are all very simple things, but they contribute in the long run to some chronic ill health, digestive disorders it can be, or so many things, hormonal disturbances, etc. So that's your physical wellness. Then you have O is for occupational wellness. When we talk about occupational wellness, like at your workplace, are you comfortably seated? That's why that question of whether your seating arrangement is good, whether your lighting is good at the place where you work, you're comfortably sitting at the level of your laptop. Many people, they come to me and they say, I have a chronic neck pain, backache. That's because simple correction of these things can go a long way. And they say, in weekends, I'm fine, doctor. Only on weekdays, I fall sick. That means, yes, your environment is not all right at your office. Maybe your AC blast is on you. So that's giving you chronic allergies or chronic sinus infections, recurrent throat problems, cough problems, or you're continuously surrounded by people who are smoking. You may not be a smoker per se, but maybe somebody is smoking continuously. So you're affected by that. Not only just this, and even your interactions with your colleagues. Maybe somebody said something, you're very sensitive, you get hurt, somebody insulted you, or your boss is always very bossy and demanding. That can have an impact. Several times it has happened. In fact, just simple change of work can, change the whole thing. I tell you. I'll share a very interesting story. I had this one patient. He came with a chest pain. He had like a chest pain. Every time his complaint is chest pain, and he had seen several doctors also in the past. And everybody thought, like, considering his age, maybe he is having some kind of, heart problem. So every time they do the ECG, etc., but nothing comes out, and everybody treats him like he's having some acidity, gas problem. So always some antacids, etc., were prescribed for him. So this gentleman came to see me too. So when I examined also, of course, the first thought always, like a trained allopath, you have to look at, okay, maybe his heart is not all right. I need to really examine. So I did the physical examination, everything. And then when I did his ECG, again, nothing much was there. But then I started to chat with him a bit more. Then I asked him, what is your environment? Where do you work? And all of that. And then anyway, based on that, I asked him to do run blood tests. Then we ran some blood tests. We found that his eosinophil count, which we say, was very high. Like in thousands it was. So then we could correlate that this guy was constantly getting exposed to certain types of like paint. He was seated very close to some godown of a paint, where he was constantly exposed to this paint odor. And that was inducing some allergic reaction in him, and that was manifesting as a chest pain for him. Not even as a cough, but he has a chest pain. And believe it or not, like 5 to 6 years, he has taken several antacids, etc. But the problem was this, the underlying problem was this. Then once we advised him accordingly, we told him, okay, maybe you need to change your place where you're sitting in the office. Maybe you need to move somewhere your desk, and then maybe you take some treatment a while to bring down your eosinophils, etc. All of it he did, I tell you, within just 6 months, entire thing changed for him. His chest pain completely vanished. So this small thing in your place of work could be causing some problems for you. So occupational wellness is important. And also the occupational wellness, we talk about like how can you improve new skills at workplace so that you don't get like stagnated at a particular place and then you feel very frustrated and you see your colleagues moving up the ladder, you feel jealousy coming up, all these emotions starts to affect your health, and maybe my pay scale is not improving. So all these things you need to really take time and start to evaluate. So that is about occupational wellness. And then we have I is for intellectual wellness. Intellect is what? Intellect is that faculty which is very unique and special in human beings, isn't it? We are the only ones endowed with this intellect. That is what we call as a sixth sense or whatever. Because you know what to delineate from right and wrong. Or maybe to judge, okay, this is okay, I can do now, this I shouldn't be doing now. Or maybe like, if you have like a sugar issue, I shouldn't eat that extra gulab jamun. All that your intellect is telling you constantly, which is right, which is not right. So you need to keep on stimulating your intellect. Otherwise, you'll become like a robot. So what are you doing to take care of this intellectual wellness? Are you reading yourself? In fact, lots of studies have said that we all should read every single day at least 2-3 pages of a new something chapter you can start reading. It can be anything, whatever interests you. It can be philosophy, it can be fiction, it can be crime, whatever. You can choose your topic. But it says that if you need to kindle your intellect, then you should be reading books or even read newspapers. Why I'm stressing this latest generation, they don't even read newspapers. Everything is in their mobile. Or even sometimes adults also. They subscribe to all the newspapers. I tell you, move away from this blue light and focus on the paper at hand. Book in hand is very, very important. It's good for your eyes and also good for your intellect. And you also should look at, maybe I'll start learning something new like a music or some new skill. Maybe like you're always brushing right hand. Start to brush with your left hand. Or if you're right hand writing, start writing with your left hand. We can start practicing writing from the left side. So both sides of your brain get balanced. It is very important your right side of the brain and left side of the brain gets balanced. So you can start something new, unique and start doing it. Or people learn new languages. Or nothing works, just be gibberish. Just go and talk some gibberish with your grandchildren or your children or your colleagues. Let them feel that you're crazy. It's okay. That's also good for your intellect, actually. Or maybe you can play some games, board games, puzzles, Sudoku, chess, any of this, even physical games. All this will help to keep your intellect. Otherwise, what is happening? I tell you, I am seeing so many patients with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's these days. As young as 40s, it starts. Why? Because you have not paid attention to your intellect. Because we are all forgotten. We are just glued to our laptops and whatever the technology, we are into that. We need to really take time out to make sure that my intellect is sharp. Okay. Then comes your E, which is emotional. Emotional is what? How good am I taking charge of my emotions? Am I being responsible? Am I a person who reacts or do I respond to situations? Though in the questionnaire, many people said that they don't react, but I tell you that is not true. In truth, many people actually react instantly. They don't respond to situations. Response means what? It's a positive affirmation. Whereas reaction is what? Always negative, which will impact your health as well as the person opposite you. So remember that. So taking charge of your emotions, whether it could be your jealousy, frustration, anger, mood swings, depression, anxiety, name it, all the blah blahs. How much are you taking responsible for it and acting how I can take care of that? That is your emotional. And then yes is what? Social. Social is what? How is your interpersonal relationships? with your colleagues or with your relatives or with your friends, in general in your society, how do you behave? Am I a person who is very introvert? Or am I a person who's very extrovert also? Or am I a person who's very helping in nature? What is it? What can I do to make sure that, I can contribute little bit for the society? See, human beings, we are all not the lone species, isn't it? We have to coexist with so many people and so many species together. Only then our life will be fulfilling. That is why the definition itself, it said physical, mental, social well-being. Social means what? If only you are very happy at home, do you think that house will be happy? It can't be, right? You have to make sure that I'm going to make the other person around me also smile a bit. So what am I doing for that? This is a good question you have to ask yourself every single day when you get out of your bed. That is why we put the question, are you being cordial to your security at the workplace or at home or outside when you go? And also I would say environmental in this, social plus environmental. Environmentally, how strong are you? Like the question we saw, do you put off the fan, light, etc., which is unnecessarily on? Or the water which is running? Many times we've seen in many places, right? The water keeps flowing. How many of us have taken responsibility to close the tap? Or something which is not all right in the road, have I taken that responsibility to go inform the concerned authorities? So that is very, very, very important. Even if you can do a very small part you play, that is good enough to bring some change for somebody. It could be even just smiling at somebody, that is good enough, right? Shaking hands with somebody, extending your hand for somebody. So that is your social well-being. So each day you have to ask yourself, where am I now? How can I improve? And then, of course, comes finally the spiritual wellness. Spiritual wellness is what I would say you are made up of that spirit. Are we connected to that spirit? Have I connected to my inner self? Once you connect with all the other aspects of the six, you'll automatically be connected to your spiritual wellness, which is nothing but your joy, peace, contentment, happiness. All of that is your spiritual wellness. Unfortunately, we are clouded and shrouded by the layers of all these things. We are not able to see who we are. We are not able to listen to that inner voice, what it is giving. That's why people are so confused these days, what they want to do in life. Their intellect is not sharp because of that. Then they take wrong decisions and then they start to get anxious. Oh my God, I did something today wrong. What is going to happen to me in future? Or they start to regret thinking about, oh my God, I did this something wrong 10 years back and I'm paying now. So either you're oscillating between your fear and anxiety and you've forgotten to live your life. So that is why connecting to your inner voice or the spiritual wellness is very, very, very important aspect. So now you can see these are the different types of the wellness. Okay. Now, I just put like a summary of all the stressors that could be impacting these wellnesses. These are just a summary of, there are so much more beyond this. This is like in your day-to-day, I'm just talking about something could leach your nutrition and thereby alcohol, caffeine, or which includes your tea also. Fructose corn syrup, which is, your so many instant products are filled with fructose corn syrup these days. Isn't it? All the instant foods, you read the labels before you buy. Only then you can take care of your physical wellness. Remember that. Same is with infectious organisms. You are exposed to viruses, bacteria, parasite, fungus, etc., etc., etc. Social, emotional, we saw. Heavy metals, mercury, lead, arsenic, which are like soil itself is polluted. What can you do? Whatever grows from it is polluted, right? So that can also impact. Same is with your normal natural waste that you need to be throwing out of your body. If you hold back, that can also impact your health. Like, for example, you're not passing your urine on time. You're not passing your stools on time. Many people, they have this fashion to say that, oh, I'm always constipated. That's not right. You need to pass your motion every day, right? If you hold back, then naturally you'll have issues related to that. Same is with if your breath is constantly anxious, hyperventilating, you're not throwing away your toxins from your system. Naturally, your physical illness will start. And medications. This is another huge. Whether you take many people have this fad saying that I eat this vitamin, doctor, that vitamin I eat this multivitamin, I eat this herbal preparations, natural product I eat. I tell you, whatever you take, if you do not do it under the consultation of a doctor, it can be injurious and harmful to your health. So be aware. And chemicals, of course, pesticides, herbicides, this I don't even have to talk about. There are so many now. Then allergens we saw, dust and molds, etc. So this is just like summary of the general toxins which could be impacting your physical well-being, basically. Physical wellness, more so, and of course, other things also. And stress. I don't have to talk about stress at all. Stress is the biggest killer. What happens when you're continuously exposed to stress? See, we need a little bit of stress in our life. See, what happens when you have a little bit of stress? There are some hormones which are released. See, God gave this mechanism in our body. We call it as what? The sympathetic drive. The sympathetic drive means you have certain hormones like adrenaline, cortisol that are released, which help you in the immediate reaction to face that acute stress. For example, you're walking in the forest and you meet a tiger. The first thing is what? You want to run away from that. That is flight. Or you're scared, fright. And then the third is what? You can't do either of the two, then you have to fight the tiger. So for all these responses, whether it is your fight, flight, fright, you need adrenaline in the body in some proportion. That is what in acute stress it happens. But if it is too much, constantly you feel that there is a tiger in your life, then it impacts all the systems of your body. There are enough studies to say that sympathetic overdrive is the reason for many of the illnesses, all especially your lifestyle diseases like your diabetes or hypertension, or cholesterol, your obesity, PCODs, name it. All these have been linked to your stress or autoimmune conditions where your own body thinks that is foreign and it starts to react, like your thyroid conditions. So all these are related to your continuous overpouring of the stress hormones in your body. That is your sympathetic overdrive, we say. The opposite of it is the parasympathetic drive, which is like we say vagal. You need to have a little bit vagal tone more in your body. That is why practices like your yoga or doing breathing exercises or meditation, all this helps in the parasympathetic to go up, your vagal to go up. Then it balances. Otherwise, what is happening? Many people are constantly nowadays in the sympathetic overdrive. How many youngsters come to me and they say their heart rate is so high? You know, the resting heart rate for them is around 100 plus, which means they're always thinking there is some threat in their life. There is that threat of whatever social media or the peer pressure or whatever. So you need to really be aware of this. Stress kills you literally. So what are the ways in which you can de-stress? Like we can see yogasanas, breathing exercises, meditations or mindfulness. Then we have some progressive muscle relaxation exercises or autogenic training. That means you keep on, saying few things, positive affirmations to train yourself. Relaxation responses, like you contract certain muscles and then give some relaxation responses through varying things like electrically stimulated or through some musical. It can be done. Biofeedback. Every day sit and then assess what has happened and then you give feedback to yourself to improve things. Guided imagery, cognitive behavioral. These are all like usually done under the training with some, a therapist or somebody to help you. And then emotional freedom techniques. There are so many emotional freedom techniques which are prevalent. In fact, there are lots of scientific. These are like scientifically proven methods, like where you can de-stress. The top, of course, is your yoga, I would say. This emotional freedom techniques, in one of the holistic sciences like your traditional Chinese medicine, it talks about 4 gateways. They say if you attend to these 4 gateways every day in the morning, you can take care of yourself. It is good enough if you spend some 10, 15 minutes, whatever you have in the morning, you'll be able to take care, they say. So let's look at what are they. The first is they talk about you take your hand. Suppose I use my left hand here now. You take the right hand thumb and place it at the junction between your pointing finger and the thumb. This point, you just rotate. You rotate this point about 5 minutes. And then you can change. Take the other hand and then you rotate at the point between the pointing finger and the thumb. You can do this. They say 4 to 5 minutes, you press these points by rotation, movement. It helps to de-stress completely. The second point they say is cross your hands and place it in between your chest, breast, whatever. And then they say make a clockwise rotation 200 times. Clockwise rotation 200 times, anti-clockwise 200 times. Okay. Third thing they talk about is you take 4 fingers below your belly button. 4 fingers, just keep it below your belly button, and exactly on the sides of it, you just tap for 5 minutes. So it's 4 finger breaths just below your belly button. Make a point there, and the sides of it, you start to tap like 5 minutes. Then the last gateway they say is you take the center of your butt, the center of your buttock muscle, make a fist with that and tap that point for at least 5 minutes. So in all, maybe you can spend about, they say, 15 minutes in total for these 4 gateways. If you take care of these 4 gateways, they say you can bring back your energy. You can de-stress. We saw in the survey also how many people felt that their energy is low, right? They're not able to maintain energy. They say when you practice this, it's very good. Then the other technique they talk about is also tapping certain points to release your stress. Like they say between your eyebrows, then just below your eyes, just below the nostrils, just below the lower lips, the sides of the eyes, then just below your collarbones, and then you can do under the arms, on the sides, next to the breasts. So these points you focus, they say, like for example, you are having anger as an issue. They say that, okay, though I feel anger at this moment, I would like to love myself. You can say that few times, 7 to 9 times, 10 times, whatever, and then you can release it. So these are points which have been found to be scientifically proven points which are helpful to de-stress yourself. There are some questions here. Okay. So also I believe some people are in the YouTube. Maybe if they have some questions in the YouTube, whoever is watching, you can drop your questions also. We will take questions, okay, towards the end. Okay, so these are the methods, the scientifically proven methods by which we can de-stress ourselves. Okay, now we know what is health, what is wellness, and what are the stressors which are making us to move from H plus to H minus. Then who should be taking this action? Who has to take action? Isn't it? Okay, now I know I have to take action, but I have always some problems. I have some obstacles. You know, here I would like to talk about Sage Patanjali. We all may be knowing Sage Patanjali. Must be talking about Patanjali means related to yoga, isn't it? Sage Patanjali, I would say, is one of the best doctors, scientists, philosophers, saint, whatever you call him. You know, he wrote 195 sutras, or like small couplets he wrote, out of which he wrote only 3 pertaining to actual yogasanas. The remaining all he wrote only about your mind. How this mind is your big obstacle in reaching your path of health and well-being. So what is yoga basically? Yoga means what? The root word comes from yuj. Yuj means union, isn't it? Union of what? Union of your body, breath, mind. Again, it points towards your physical, mental, social, spiritual well-being. That is what yoga is finally about. All the 6 wellness comes into place, then you are a yogi. Simple as that. So he is saying there are some obstacles he found. And you know how many obstacles he found to reach this goal? There are only 9 obstacles, he said. There is no 10th one at all. So what are these 9 obstacles? You may have read also. First is, of course, the physical illness itself. Then illness in the mind, sthayana. Then doubting. Doubt about your illness, doubt about the doctor you go, doubt about the techniques he's going to tell you, or doubting the medicine that you're taking. All this can be an impediment in reaching your goal of health. Then comes carelessness. In spite of knowing all that, you just want to be reckless. I know I have cholesterol, I shouldn't be eating all this, but still I'm reckless. I don't care. So that is pramada. Then this laziness, this we all have anyway. We all know I should be doing, I have to get up at this time and start my walking. No. From tomorrow, I will start. Maybe tomorrow is a very auspicious day. I will start from tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I will start Brahma Muhurt, 3:30 I will start. So this is laziness. Then of course, overindulgence. Though we know we are not supposed, we have to go to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock. Oh, please let me watch one more episode in that Netflix and then go to sleep. One more episode in that Amazon Prime. So overindulgence of the senses, or eating one more scoop of that ice cream. So that is overindulgence, avirati. Then hallucinating, not done anything, but starting to hallucinate that, oh, I am going to run marathon, or I am going to trek, I am going to do this, I am going to do deep sea diving, all these things. Then non-attainment, that means you've started something, but you have not reached. As we said, you're constantly vacillating from H plus to H minus. Last is what he says, some people have really managed to reach H plus, but they have not maintained that state. That is what we call it as preservation of that state is very important. Unless, of course, you've had some obstacle in the form of an injury, major injury or something where you're not able to, that's a different story. But otherwise, after reaching that state of complete health, still people lose and give it away. Like many people join the programs for weight loss, all these things, isn't it? Then they would have reached their goal also. But then next year you go and ask them, oh, I already put on 5 kg, 10 kg. That's the story. Anavasti Tattva. So these are, he says, the obstacles in the path of yoga. Here, though he talks about yoga, he is talking about that health, the 6 wellness. So then how can I overcome these 9 obstacles? For that also he has given ways for us. What did he say? Dispassion, dedication, discipline. These are the only 3 ways in which you can remove your obstacles. Dispassion means really being like, okay, I just don't care. Even if I don't watch that one more episode, it's fine. I have to go to bed. And of course, dedication with sincerity, discipline, maintaining the time. So all these are very important. Again, now I know what is health. I know what is wellness. I know what are the obstacles, what are the stressors. And I also know how I can overcome this. But still, I am not able to do that. Why? Because you need to first understand yourself. How all do I operate in a day? From which all level do I operate in a single day? So I operate from all these levels all through the day. Isn't it? The first is the body level. Let's take, for example, the doctor, you have seen the doctor said like you're having some sugar and cholesterol raised. So he said like you need to be careful, you should avoid saturated fats, you should avoid sugar so much, all these things he's given you advice already. So you come back from the doctor, the body is come back. So what is the body first telling? Oh man, I'm already craving for this pizza. The family has ordered a pizza and kept. What will you do? Now what is the mind telling? Oh, it's only the weekend. No, only once I will take today. After that, I'll be careful. But subtler than this is your intellect, I told you, the one which is very endowed with for the human beings. This intellect is little smart fellow. He immediately gives an alert. He says, no, remember your cholesterol report. No, because he knows what is right and wrong. So he's coming and saying. But this memory fellow, he is very sweet. He says, oh my God, last time I ate that pizza, what the cheese burst out. I love that taste. I want that taste of the cheese in my mouth now. So this memory is coming and bombarding you. Then this ego fellow, subtler than that, he is saying that, no, I am such a great fellow. I can control myself. I don't want to eat. Or he can be like meek also. No, I am always like this. I am such an idiot. I cannot control my temptations. I want to eat now, and he will give up and go and eat. And this self, what is he doing? He is just a fantastic spectator. He is sitting there and watching the whole drama going. He is saying, anyway, I am content. Whether you give me cheese pizza or not, I am content by myself. But these layers didn't understand that. Why they didn't understand all that? Because they are already clouded with so many things. So what do we call that as in medical terminology? We call it as the allostatic load on your system, because you're constantly operating through your 5 senses in the outer world. Isn't it? You're seeing, touching, smelling, tasting, whatever. All the 5 senses are working, bombarding you. Because of that, something is coming back to you also. For example, you watch a very, horror movie. It's just creating something, no? Tightness in the stomach and the chest, etc. That is an allostatic load on your system. Or you're watching a romantic something that also stirs you inside. That's also an allostatic load on you. The same is with your eating, whatever. So this allostatic load is covering all these layers constantly. So now you understood, oh, my body is playing in all these levels. I need some help. How am I going to now clean up all these fellows so that I have that dispassion, dedication, and discipline? So what is that which can help you? Tell me. What is that one thing which can help you to take care of all these fellows? Yes, Asha ji, you have some answers?
Yeah, regular sadhana, doctor. Will that be?
Okay, but regular sadhana also your body has to do, no? That body is again, he is a lazy fellow.
Habits,
Sorry?
habits,
Habit,
and
okay.
personal development.
Okay,
Determination.
so yeah, that determination, to reach that determination, I am saying you need something, no? See, you said habit is good thing. That habit again, where in the mind, no? This mind, it's a monkey. Whatever you say, it will never listen to you. You ask her, you close your eyes and say, don't think of a dancing monkey. You'll only think of the dancing monkey, isn't it? So the
That's
mind only habits have to form. So what is it, that one thing which is going to make all these fellows keep quiet?
Discipline.
Yeah,
Self-realization.
discipline, yes.
Listening to your inner self.
Listening to your inner self, okay. How can you listen to your inner self when all these are completely messed up?
By-
You all know
by-
it.
Mind over body.
Someone has to guide every day.
Someone has to guide. Okay, I agree. Someone has to guide. Who is that person or who's that which is going to guide you?
For example,
Self-realization.
okay.
Hmm?
Self-realization.
Self-realization. Oh my God. My dear, you've gone to the last one. So before that, you
Is
need
it-
to combine all
is
these
it
fellows
willpower?
and keep them quiet.
Is it willpower?
Yoga.
Willpower to control?
Yoga. Practice yoga every day.
Okay, my dear, you practice yoga. For yoga, you have to get up, no? Your body has to get up.
We
And then
don't
you
have to buy a pizza.
The basic thing is
We don't buy it.
Okay, I'll give you this. You all know it actually. See,
It's a
suppose you look at
willpower.
this mind, intellect, memory. Are you able to see any of these levels? You're not able to see them, right?
No.
You can only see your physical body, right? You can only see your physical body because it is gross. And you cannot see any of these layers at all. But you know you're operating from these layers. So there has to be something which is going to connect these two things so that you are able to take, so that your mind is stable, your intellect is taking the right decision, and so that your memory is only having the right ones which has to come out at the right time, and ego is very purposeful so that you understand and you be stable and stabilized. You're having this dispassion. All this is quality of this self. So to reach there, you need something in between here, and that is your isn't it? Only when you breathe right, you can take all of them along together. Then only you will be able to reach here. That is why we say breathing correctly is very important. Whether it is your yoga or whether it is asanas, whether your pranayams, that means what? You have to breathe correctly in that particular manner. Then only you can. So breath will be like a vacuum cleaner. It will clean your mind, dust your mind, intellect, memory, ego every single day. Then only you can realize who you are. Then automatically your dispassion, automatically your dedication, automatically your discipline will come into you. That is why we say first thing you need to practice is to take care of your breath properly. Once you attend to this, I tell you the simplest and easiest way to take care of all the 6 levels of your dimension of wellness. So for physical wellness, you need your body and all of these. For your occupational wellness also, you need your body, mind, intellect, everything. When you have to go to office, you need your intellect. You need your mind also. For your intellect, of course, wellness, you need intellect. Social wellness, of course, you need your body and mind, your intellect. All of these, environmental wellness, whether it's a financial wellness, you need to have intellect to put the right money, right place. Isn't it? So intellect should be sharp. Your intuitive capacity should be sharp. So all these layers are important if you want to maintain this entire 6 dimensions or 7 dimensions, whatever of your wellness, to remain and to retain that poise in your life, we'll say. You carry yourself with that poise or grace, whatever. Remember this poise is. So every single day, you have to take a step towards all of these. Wellness means what? I have to first pay attention to my breath. It's as simple as that. That is why you get up in the morning, do a little bit of stretches and do a little bit of breathing, and then sit quietly, contemplate. Then automatically your 6 wellness will be taken care of.
Charger, charger.
Then you can reach that H plus. He talked about, no, Patanjali talked about that 9th one, obstacle. He said after reaching H plus, if you're going back, that means what? You're not preserving that. For preserving of that, you need to pay attention to the yoga and breath and etc. etc. Got it? Simple? Easy? Okay. Right. So that's all you have to focus on. See, we can keep talking. There are so much. I'm just only touching the very simple basics for us to first get things right and understand the right perspective if you want to start moving in our lives. Because many times I have seen patients who have been like, as I would say, even my own family, somebody who has been like a very fitness freak person. He's had like, he's a marathon runner and he can do a cycling for hours together. He's a hiker, etc., etc. But he just like that collapsed dead one day. He didn't have sugar problems. He didn't have cholesterol issues. He didn't have blood pressure issues. He didn't have any of those things. And still he died young. That means what? It's not just a physical wellness. You need to take care of the other things also. That is very important. And there are other people like, they think they are very easygoing. They're taking care of the other parts of it, but they leave out on that physical wellness. We have seen that case also. So that is why, remember, if you want to reach your goal of salutogenesis H+, this is the goal of my life and I'm going to preserve it. Make small changes. That is good enough. Don't make like a big, from tomorrow, I am going to really go start exercising. I am going to do yoga. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Nothing will work. And also it is said that each habit you form, it takes at least 66 days for the neural network to form. Can you please mute your audio? Somebody's audio is on. Okay. So start making small changes in your lifestyle. Like as I said, go check in your bathroom. What is it which I can really take care of there? Which is maybe, contributing to this, or check at your refrigerator. Am I eating stale food? Am I eating processed food all the time? Am I chewing well? We saw in this survey, how many people said they're watching television and eating? They're not chewing the food properly and eating. They're just gulping it down. Then why do you think people will not get acidity, indigestion problems? Why so many people have these problems these days? It's because you're not paying attention to. First step is what? Awareness. I tell you, your body is constantly giving you clues and cues. We need to just listen to that. We need to tune yourself for that. That is very important. And same is with sleep. Am I going to bed on time? And this is my very famous, I keep telling in all my classes, put alarm to go to sleep. Don't keep alarm to get up. Putting alarm and going to sleep is very important. Because one day you go to bed at 10, next day you go at 1 o'clock, then you go at 4 o'clock. That's not going to work. Because your entire sleep-wake cycle is very important. Why do you think so many people suffering from insomnia and liver-related disorders, diabetes, etc., all have been linked to your night sleep is not all right. More so after this corona. Many people have had issues related to, isn't it, insomnia problems after virus attacked us. So please be watchful. Be full of awareness. Read labels before you buy. Encourage your children at home also to take responsibility. When they go to buy, ask them, encourage them. Read labels and buy. Teach them young. Because if you leave them now, I tell you, it is going to be a huge, huge, huge burden. It's no joke at all. How many people are having, you won't even believe, when we were students, we used to have only one dialysis center in the hospital, in a government hospital, wherever we were studying. Now, how many they have put units for only kidney dialysis? It's because hypertension uncontrolled leads to dialysis. Diabetes uncontrolled led to dialysis. So many conditions. All these are lifestyle diseases. You need to really pay attention. Where am I going in my goal of this H+? Have I started to make some changes? Is my anger better than last year? Am I getting lesser and lesser angrier? Am I choosing my food wisely? All these are very important. And the company that you keep. Sometimes people are in toxic relationships. In fact, sometimes they have gone into such an extent that they love to complain and grumble only. Many of the diseases, I tell you, it is psychosomatic in nature, which means like what? Your problem is in the mind and it starts to manifest in your body as your chest pain or a back pain or a knee pain or digestive issues, etc., etc., etc. That is why you need to talk to your doctor first. And of course, my fraternity also has to be like free to talk to the patients. Unfortunately, the whole system is collapsed. What has happened is, earlier it used to be called as patient care, which means really the doctors cared about the patients. Now what? It's called healthcare industry, which means what? You're only taking care of all the allied professionals related to the doctor. You need to take care of your accountant. You need to take care of the cashier. You need to take care of the front desk. So all these are only being taken care of. That is what is healthcare about. It's got nothing to do with patient care. Patient care is lost in this whole thing. That is why, I chose that I have to do these wellness things to bring awareness to people. It's good that you need to ask doctors questions. Okay, you don't have to, take all the Google answers and go and tell him I saw in the Google. Naturally, the doctor may get upset that you're, asking all Google questions. But if you have genuine concerns, you should really talk to the doctor and ask him, is this okay, doctor? Should I be taking? I'll give you a classic example. Some of the even so-called educated patients of mine who are like CEOs, CFOs, they do not know what medicine they are putting into their mouth. They have like a big grocery list of medication. And when you ask them, what are the medications that you're taking, Mr. X? He will say, oh, my secretary gives me the blue colored pill at 1 o'clock and she gives me the white colored pill at night, 9 p.m. And this is how an educated patient is going to talk. And I always ask them, okay, so when you went to have your last time pizza, do you remember the topping on it? Oh, yes, I know. I put some olives, I put some cheese, and I put some jalapenos. Put all these things when you're putting in your mouth. You don't know the pill that you're taking inside. And I'm not joking. This is a fact. Many people don't even know what they're putting into their mouth. And the other best thing which happens is, they say, oh, I started taking statins for cholesterol, doctor. Because, my father has got cholesterol issues or my brother has got cholesterol issues. So I decided to take. I said, on what basis? Oh, I ran my lab tests and it said that I'm a borderline cholesterol. Okay. So how much do you take? Oh, I take a very small dose. I take about only 5 milligrams. Array, you don't have to even take that 5 milligram. It's like taking a candy. Instead, you go take a candy. That would be better. Either you take a therapeutic dose or you don't take it. What's the use of taking this 5 milligram? It's only going to affect your liver. So like this, people are not aware. So it is important that you start paying attention to every aspect. You start to live. Right? That is what has been our aim. And so in that vein, in fact, in the corona times only, I designed a workshop whereby at least I can make people understand how their organs work. Like we talked about toxins in one of the slides, right? See, these toxins, how they impact your health. But the God has also given you all these detox organs in your body so that you can cleanse your system then and there. But are we really protecting that? We are only overburdening those organs. So that is why I created this workshop also, so that you can learn these organs and how to take care of them in the long run by doing some simple techniques, by like applying the holistic sciences. In fact, I am an allopathy specialist, but I really took interest to study about Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, energy healing medicine, etc. So I'm applying those principles onto these organs and how you can protect them and take care of them. And I can really say with pride that we have been running this program in the last 3 years with thousands of participants in 48 countries we have taught. And believe it or not, always end of the workshop, people say that, oh, I wish I had done this before and I had learned how to take care of my health. So that is why I'm saying it's my humble request, take the next best opportunity to know yourself. Whatever you have this health webinars or workshops, you should sign to learn more about yourself first. The awareness is the first step. Isn't it? What do you say? Right? Yes or no? What do you think? Yeah. In fact, you should pat yourself. Even at this 8:30 in the night, I don't know, some people are joining from different countries. So you chose yourself to attend this workshop, says that for you, health matters. So you have to give yourself a big pat for that. Right? Good. Great. So I think I don't want to take more of your time. I've already, I think, crossed. So I'm so sorry. If you have any questions, any queries, you can, yes. I can see a hand up. You can ask your questions. Ekta is here.
Yeah, hi, doctor. I just wanted to ask you that you have told that you should always check with your doctor. You should see what are the symptoms you get, but doctor, there are some diseases which come without symptoms. Means you're not aware. You're just living your normal life. How do we
Yeah.
identify them then?
No, see, once the symptom has come, means already it has been going on for past few years, probably in your body, it was brewing there. Even diabetes, they say. See, suppose one day you got up and you checked your sugar level, it showed like say for example, 200 plus something. That means in the past 5-7 years, it has already started to run in your body. And one day, boom, it started to manifest. So when you're having certain symptom, that means it has already been there for a while. So that is why you can go and talk to your doctor, or you do these tests from time to time. But again, you don't have to like so much attach importance to these blood tests, because you're not what you're the blood test. Some people I've seen, incidentally, they'll find their cholesterol is high. Incidentally, they'll find something and they'll decide that this is what I'm having all the time. Not necessarily. Yeah. It could be a temporary phenomenon also. Right? Like, for example, we have some anti-inflammatory, like inflammatory markers. It can be temporarily elevated. Like, for example, you have had like a lot of travel and a lot of stress you've had related to work or whatever it may be. Maybe your inflammatory markers can be high temporarily also. So then maybe if you take care of your, stuff, it will automatically come down. Or maybe the doctor might prescribe some anti-inflammatory for a while. In spite of that, if it is not getting better, then you should know that there is something seriously wrong going on. But you don't have to be paranoid thinking that all the time, oh, maybe I'm missing out something. Maybe I'm having this, maybe I'm not having this. Yes, there are some things which may not, like for example, cancer. Certain cancers, they don't give symptoms at all for a long period of time. But if you have a family history, I would say this definitely. If you have a family history of anybody having cancer in your family, it's always worthwhile. Like for example, your maybe cousin or maybe your aunt or your grandmother had breast cancer, then it is worthwhile to go and check for yourself. Or similarly, colon cancer in the family. Because what happens also, cancers are like cross-referencing. Like for example, suppose if somebody has got colon cancer in the family, somebody else can have a breast cancer also in the family. They
Oh.
not necessarily have colon cancer. So it is good to like go and check, talk to the doctor to see that, okay, I'm fine. Like, women can go do their mammography done. Or maybe if you feel like, directly related to the, father, son means you can do a colonoscopy to find out for the colon cancer. So those things you can do, but you don't have to go so much overboard thinking that something might come one day. Yes, anyway, something will come someday for all of us. So, but you don't have to get that stress will kill you more than, okay.
Okay, doctor, thanks.
Yeah. Yes, anybody has any other questions? And Sharon, is there anything in the YouTube? There were any questions?
No, doctor. We have 17 people watching YouTube. I don't see any questions.
Okay, fine. Good. No question is only two things. Either you understood very well or you didn't understand anything. So whatever be it, okay. So let's go with that little bit of confidence that I've understood myself and something about the health and something about the wellness, and let's start, in the journey. That's what I would say. What do you all say?
Doctor,
Yeah.
Doctor, I have one question. Like I had my
Yes.
surgery 2 weeks before, and I'm having some little inflammation and pains in my legs, like that
Okay.
TBI. So what may be the reason? Is that maybe because of weakness?
Sorry, what is your name?
I'm Kavita Thorat. I have already put the question in the chat.
In the chat, is it? Okay. See, we need to understand more, like I need to understand what was the surgery done, what was the reason for which it was done. So maybe we can do one-on-one. That will be like, we can clear lots of things because it's very general thing. After a surgery means where was the surgery done? So all this I need to understand. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll connect definitely one-on-one. I can share also my consult link and
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
doctor. Thanks.
Doctor,
Yes.
can I ask one question?
Yes.
I'm Balraman. I'm a nutritionist.
Yes.
I want to know why people get, even youngsters get obesity.
Lifestyle.
Youngsters. No,
Yes.
youngsters.
Youngsters getting obesity only is lifestyle problem. Because first thing is, as I said, diet. Are they watching their diet? They are not watching their diet properly at all. Whether it is young or old, obesity is so common now, isn't it? In fact, more so in youngsters, I would say. At least the old timers, they at least had some sort of physical activity. How many of the youngsters are really paying attention to the physical activity? See, I wouldn't blame them completely because our society is also now towards that, isn't it? Like you don't have pavements to walk. The roads are not safe for kids to walk. They don't have enough playgrounds to walk. They do not have physical activities in school. They're all loaded with only so much to study. Education system is very skewed. So many factors, multiple factors have played a role. Like what happens is more the urbanization, more the industrialization, what happens is the first thing goes out is your health.
So what is your
And this
suggestion?
is what?
What is your suggestion? Because
See, whatever is available within. Yeah, sorry.
The person comes in front of me is saying 124 kg at in the age of 27 years old, and the
Yeah.
person wants to marry only after reducing the weight. But the reason, whatever the person is saying, but I need to see, I need to respond in a proper manner. So what is your suggestion in that, in this regard? 27 years, 124 kg, can't imagine.
Yeah. Yes, I know. I mean, there are so many. India is going to become the world capital for obesity, diabetes, all of these things. That is, again, I would say it's because of wrong lifestyle that they're following. One is like you have to take a detailed history from them, starting from morning till night. What are they doing? See, if you look at diet, first of all, they should understand why did this obesity happen? That means whatever you eat is called calories. What are calories? Calories are there to give you energy for the body. For example, you eat a slice of cucumber. Cucumber is also calorie. If you eat a piece of cake, that is also calorie. Just because you eat cucumber doesn't mean that, oh, I've eaten only cucumber. No. Cucumber is also calorie. Your cake is also calorie. Your ice cream is also calorie. Your rice is also calories. They've all been taken to provide energy to the body. But what happens is, suppose, for example, for a normal, let's say, householder, let's say for that person only 1400 calories is allowed to consume for that particular person, and he starts to eat roughly about 2000 calories. That excess 600, where will it go? It will convert as fat only in the body, isn't it?
Yes.
So this fat is an impediment for your insulin to work. Thereby your sugars are also going out of order. So insulin property is to further put on weight. Insulin is obesogenic hormone. So it will put on. And fat is also an impediment for other hormones to be processed properly. That is why, as I said, that sympathetic overdrive. All this cortisol, adrenaline, they are not processed properly by the liver. So they continue to stay in the bloodstream and they are constantly in the sympathetic overdrive, which will again make them put on weight. Cortisol will make you put on weight. Insulin will make you put on weight. So this is a vicious cycle which is going on. So if you do not match your calorie for activity, where can you reduce weight? It'll learn, maybe first year it'll start as little bit. 1 kg he must have started off, maybe 2 kg, 3 kg, 4 kg. If he has not watched his diet, it has shot up to, let's say, 15 kg, 20 kg over a period of time. By next 5-10 years, he has put on so much of weight because no physical activity. The more you put on weight, more sluggishness, your thyroid hormone doesn't work. Thyroid will make you lazy. It'll only want you to go and sleep all the time. So further vitiated. So all these are contributing, and the type of food that they are eating. Everybody wants like instant. Majority of the students, they stay away from their homes. They buy whatever, immediately available. Processed foods, they reheat, put it in the freezer, deep freeze, take it out, defrost it and eat it. All these are nothing but toxins in your system. When the toxins are accumulated, your liver does not know how to process carbohydrates, proteins, fats, etc. So they all go and sit as only adipose tissue, fat in the body. Then gradually you start to put on weight. This is a whole cycle which is going on in the current situation. And stress, everything is stressful for them in life. Because they have not made the life choices properly. Craving for food, they start to eat. When they are stressed, they start to eat, overeat. That will make you put on weight. That is why we keep on saying the more you start to, along with their diet consultation, exercise consultation, children should be given also counseling. They should also be taught these yoga, breathing exercises so that, these cravings and aversions will come down. Meditation, all this will help you to at least rewire your brain. See, the network which has to form in the brain, you learned from your parents to brush your teeth, right? So it took about 66 days for it to form a network. So for them to overwrite on that, like you have the programs in the computer, like you have to overwrite the program, you need to practice the next best one, only then it will overwrite. You have been already used to eating sweets at this particular time, you have to overwrite that by taking a healthier option. Only then the next neural network will form. Then that will only fire and it will give you the energy to do things. Isn't it?
Yes,
So
yes.
that it's a very complex, obesity is a very complex thing and each individual is different in handling it. For some people, little bit of exercise itself, they'll start to burn better. For some people, they really require a lot of activity, only then they can burn. So all this depends on taking a proper history, first of all, and knowing also about their certain deficiencies like vitamin D. Vitamin D deficiencies can actually aggravate all these problems. So we need to understand that also. So that's why it's not like at one sitting we can come to some conclusion. Yeah.
Can I get your contact number, please?
Yeah, we will share in the, I'll send you the consult link. And Charan, can you share that consult link in the chat box, please? So some question from the YouTube. I had my hysterectomy surgery 2 weeks before. My legs are paining, a little burning nowadays. Is it because of the weakness? Kindly guide. So again, as I said, hysterectomy surgery, it depends on what type of anesthesia was given. And so as a lot of history, we need to find out, talk to you, and then only whether you had some morbid conditions, other factors which are there, all that I need to understand. So we'll have a one-on-one. So Charan will share the link for my consult also. Okay.
Thank you,
And you all
Dr.
can join for a workshop. We have the Detox Simplified workshop. I'll show you some of the, maybe I can share that. Yeah. So this is a workshop which we have been doing, as I said, we're focusing on all the 5 systems, and it's 5 days, 2-hour session. It's starting on March 1 to 5. And after the sessions are completed, we have also what we call practice sessions. We have 5 timings. We have 5 timings where we do the practice sessions from Monday to Friday. We practice every single day. And also we are given the handouts like this. For each of the organ, we will be given the handouts, how you can take care of the organ. All the tips, everything will be mentioned in that. Practice sessions run for 40 minutes. And it's free. The practice sessions are free. Only when you join the workshop, we are charging something. But otherwise, it's a free session. Yeah. And as I said, we are very proud to say that we have touched so many lives in 48 countries. And with support of a lot of our volunteers who have been with us in this last 4 years of journey. And so, yes, you all can also join with us in that journey of wellness. What do you say? Yeah. Those of us who have not done, maybe you can be part of our group. Thank you so much. It was really nice to connect with you all. And I'm so sorry it's been already so late. Yes. And see you all March 1st or maybe in the next workshop. Okay,
Doctor,
take
I
care.
have shared the link in the chat.
Okay,
The
yeah,
consultation.
they can click picture. Yeah, they can click the picture. Yes.
I will even share the Detox Simplified workshop.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, you can click picture of this also. Any queries, anything, you can get in touch with Charan or myself. We are here to help you. Great. Hope you all had a great time. Did you all enjoy?
Yes, yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
It was very
Yes.
nice.
See you all. Yes. Thank you, Krishna ji. Yes.
I'm attending your class. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Second
Thank
time.
you. Thank you so much. And see you all then. Bye bye. Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.
And I think good evening to Nicola in UK. Bye. See you.